Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and know every time I come live. Hello there, mister. Hold on real quick. Let me just... All right. Let me just pin this link really quick. There we go. So I figured, since I got my times all wrong and everything, I figured I would just come live for a little bit. We could do some story time. I went and checked my notifications on Facebook. By the way, if you're watching me on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. Just click the little link in the pinned comment and it'll take you to my YouTube channel where I'm live right now. I plan to do a few free readings today. But before that, I came across this video that I took this time last year. You know how Facebook be giving you the, Facebook gives you your memories and whatnot, right? Hold on. Let me unplug all of this. I want just natural light today. So Facebook gave me my memories from last year. And it just so happened, it was a video of me traveling. This time last year, I had tasked myself with traveling international for the first time without my family. So the video is of me at the, was it the Houston? No, it wasn't the Dallas. No. I don't know what airport it was. It wasn't San Antonio. It wasn't Dallas. Austin. I was at the Austin airport, pissed the hell off because I attempted to carry on freaking swords. Crystal swords. I was like, oh, this is no biggie. It's made of crystal. It's made of selenite. It's not a big deal. It will be perfectly fine. They will let me through. And I kid y'all not. I kid y'all not. That was the most caca-ass idea I have ever had. It was such a caca-ass idea. I get to, and mind you, I attempted to backpack. I attempted to backpack through Peru, okay? I had like I think it was a 29-liter backpack that was just packed full of stuff. And I do believe my weight when I went on that trip was like 109 pounds. My backpack was like 70 pounds. So I had the backpack and then I had the swords in their boxes, carabinered to my backpack. And I ran it through the x-ray machine. Let me tell you, what I saw on that screen, I was like, you know, hi, everybody. All freaking in a good mood. And then I was walking through and I looked at the screen. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. That don't look good. It looked like legit swords were in the boxes through the x-ray. The entirety of the TSA stopped and they all looked at each other and then they were like, whose bag is this? It's my bag. Ma'am, we're going to need you to step to the side. No. Those are crystals. Give a shit. Start opening the boxes and I was like, please be careful. Please be careful. You're going to scratch it. These were big swords, you guys. big, and they were expensive. I was hand carrying them to deliver to clients in New Jersey. Well, yeah, New Jersey area, because I was flying into Jersey to meet up with my girlfriend, my travel partner. If they broke those swords, that was going to be over $2,000. Like, here's your broken shit, girl. I'm sorry. Yeah. So they took the swords out, completely touched them. Like, everyone in TSA had to touch them. I'm like, oh, the caca energy. You're touching my swords. And then they go to the guy that he's like on an elevated platform. I guess he's in charge of that shift. And they show it to him, and he's like, and then I was standing far back, and he goes, and I walk over there. It's like, hi, all 109 pounds of me. Hi. He goes, what's this? They're art. They're my artistic creations. You can use them for meditations. You can use them for, good stuff. You just sit with them, you hold them. Do you want to try it? He goes, do you realize how this looks in an X-ray? I saw it was questionable, but look at it. I mean, the selenite, on the moss scale of hardness, that's so not even hard. If you were to crush that, that's what drywall is made of. And he was like, ma'am, these are weapons. No. My company is a peaceful warrior project. We're peaceful. We're fighting for peace in peaceful ways through meditation. And he's like, ma'am, just wrap it up. Don't bring it through TSA again, which I did. I brought that through TSA again. I arrived at the Newark airport. That was just such a fucked up night. Oh my God. I arrived on a red eye to the Newark airport in New Jersey. And then I waited for these two folks who wanted to meet with me to come pick me up. We were going to go to a diner. Y'all don't even be knowing the kind of adventures I have on my own. So we're at the front of the airport, right? We're loading my one backpack and the swords. There was 3 swords. We're loading. Oh no, there were 2 swords. We're loading my stuff in the car, which is not much. And I'm like, why is there a big rig behind us? I'm standing on the sidewalk. And I'm like, that's weird. I've never seen a big rig come to pick someone up at the airport before. And the guy was sitting on a bench outside of his big rig. Okay. I turned my back to it, and then I'm like, it's just really off. I think I need to go further into the sidewalk, not so close to the street. Long story short, the guy that was sitting on the bench was then suddenly inside his big rig trying to run me over. I was like, I think I'm going to get in the car now. Yeah. And so the 2 individuals that came, because I was delivering their swords to them, I was in the front seat, and the woman was in the back seat, and the husband was in the driver's seat. And we just saw the big rig just right beside, barely missed. And I was like, did you guys see that? You're like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm so glad I'm on the right side of the car, not the driver's side, because that would have really fucked up my whole trip if it slammed into the driver's side. And so, I'm talking to the wife in the back. I was like, that has nothing to do with me. I'm just going to mind my business. And I'm talking to her. And then the husband leaves the car. And I'm like, does he need to go potty? He left the fucking car. And she's like, oh, he's just talking to them. And as we're talking, I turn forward again, and I see the man is basically hogtied. He's being dragged in front of our car, the car that I'm in. And then they decide to slam him on the ground right outside my window. It's like, oh. And he's looking at me, blank face, eyes fully dilated, like, and I was like, how do we roll up the window? Not today, Satan, not today. I'm en route to Peru. Maybe when I get back, we'll play these games, but not today, Satan. And so I was like, what the fuck's going on? They hogtied him right outside my window. I was just like, this is some shit that's going down. I'm taking pictures, pretending I'm taking selfies, but I'm really taking pictures of this guy getting hogtied. I was like, welcome to the East Coast. It's like 2 in the morning, I want to say. I was like, what the fuck? And then so the husband still hasn't come back. And next thing you know, I see the husband is now driving the big rig, parking it. I was like, what? Is that his coworker? Is that his friend? And she's like, I don't think so. So he comes back in the car and he's like, I keep telling my wife I go through the most fucked up shit and she would not have believed this if she didn't see it. And I said, oh, yeah, no, that kind of shit happens to me all the time. Pretty sure they were trying to kill me, but they missed. They were kind of like the width of a car off. I don't know. I think he was too drugged to notice that I got in the passenger side. Hey, go see, Emmy knows what I'm talking about. And it was just crazy. And then they dropped me back at the airport. And I waited a couple more hours for my friend to arrive. And we go to check in. And they say they won't let her on the plane. It's like, what? What do you mean you won't let her on the plane? I don't have any accommodations here in this crazy ass town that tried to kill me as soon as I got out the airport. I'm going to Peru. Yeah, it was crazy. They wouldn't let her on the plane, something about the name. And I was just like, girl, I don't know if I should leave without you. I don't want to go international by myself. I'm going to fucking get kidnapped and sold somewhere. It's not going to take much to carry me. So I waited and waited and we were trying to figure it out. And then finally, like at the very last, because they told us what time they were going to close the boarding. I was like, girl, I'm so sorry. I have to go. I have to go to Peru. And then I try and go and they're like, sorry, boarding's closed. What? What? What do you mean boarding is closed? I'm going to Machu Picchu. Let me on the plane. And they wouldn't let me on the plane. And what ended up happening, luckily, you know, usually I'm super duper cheap. And I'm like, we don't need no insurance stuff. That's just ripping you off. But when I booked those flights, I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and get the traveler's insurance because I don't know what kind of fuckery is going to happen. So I did. We got a refund for our airfare, bought other tickets right then and there. And it was beautiful because we had to wait a few hours before our new flight was arriving. And turns out the flight that we missed, because for whatever reason, it was cheaper to go from New Jersey up to Canada before heading down to Peru, because makes sense. That you would take me a couple hours north before heading south. So basically they got caught in a storm. Canada was storming. They arrived in Canada and the airport was shut down. So we avoided that. Instead of being stuck in the snow in Canada, which I didn't have any snow clothes, we were eating quite a bit of food at the airport. But yeah, I wasn't supposed to be on that plane. No, I was like, thank God I didn't get on that plane because I couldn't leave my friend. I was like, I can't just leave you. I don't want to go by myself. And what ended up happening, we went through God, how many airports did we go through? They let us through with the swords and all, because the boxes were taped up by TSA anyways. They had TSA tape. So they didn't care. They just let us through. New Jersey's gangsta. They're like, they couldn't kill her at the airport. They just let her through. Let her through with her goddamn swords. Was it 3? I know we stopped at Bogota. Bogota was fucked up. Right, Jessica? So we land in Bogota for the transfer. This is the final plane we're taking to enter Peru. And we're going through their version of TSA. And again, I have the sword. I have the sword, the fucking $1,000 sword in my possession. I told Jessica, I will carry the sword, okay? They had me bust out my Spanish. No, senor. Do you know Jesus? Jesus. This is for Jesus. We're going to take it to pray in Peru. And he was like, no. It's no. It's no. And I was like, no. It's not a weapon. It's not a sword. It's to pray to Jesus. Fucking let us through. Jesus, let us through. It's the final plane before Peru. So he wanted me to do like some translation shit on his phone, and I was like, oh, your phone's fucking in Spanish. No habla español, señor. Yo entiendo un poquito. Un poquito. And he looked at me like, your ass speaks Spanish. No, senor. And my passport has like 5 million names with Garcia up in there. And he's looking at me like, you fake ass smuggler. You Espanol. I am not. I am Filipino. We were colonized by the Spanish, and we took on the 5 freaking first names, a middle name, plus taking on your mother's maiden name before the 2 last names. Okay? Yes, Jessica. I was like, I'm a fake Mexican. And so I'm like, Señor, por favor, Señor, por favor, Machu Picchu, Jesus, pray, religioso, whatever the fuck the word is, yo, just let me through. Don't handle it too rough. That shit is expensive. I was just like, gentle, please be gentle with it. And so he gave me back the sword. He goes, go ahead. And I look over at my travel partner. Her ass was getting grilled off of, what was that? She was getting drilled off of shaving cream. I was like, wait, what is she tripping off of? She wanted to know what that was. It was a travel size container of shaving cream. I said, see, that's what the fuck you get taking 100 travel size bottles of shit. You and all your products. And she goes, what the fuck? And she goes, it's to shave my legs. I said, see, now she's hating on you because you're fucking hella cute like a little living doll. So you was about to get detained. You really were about to get detained off shaving cream. While I was over there with my sword. I was there with my sword. No biggie. No biggie. So finally they let us through. And I was just like, this is some bullshit. We've been traveling for almost 24 hours. This is bullshit. Yeah. Travel size raspberry scented shaving cream. And I was like, she probably watched that American movie with the dinosaurs and they smuggled shit in the shaving cream. And I was like, go ahead and press it. It's just shaving cream. There's no coca in there. No coca. No coca in there. I probably shouldn't have been messing around because she wasn't amused. The lady wasn't amused. There was an Asian and a doll traveling. But girl, you really do look like a living doll. So I can't really hold it against her for hating on you. Your level of cuteness is just too elevated. It was just too elevated. Yeah. Yeah. And then so we arrive at where did we go? Cusco, which I now know I'm going to be arriving at Lima and taking the bus ride to Cusco because I almost died off that elevation. We arrive and I was like, yeah, we're here. They couldn't stop us. We got the sword. And we walk in, and in the airport, right when you walk in, they have these different variations of pictures of Michael in a dress. I was like, look at your fucking saucy ass. Archangel Michael, a huge life-size painting of Archangel Michael in a dress with ruffle sleeves. I'm like, who fucking dressed you, Michael? Why are you wearing a skirt and ruffle sleeves with a fucking sword? What is that? And I probably shouldn't have been talking shit to Michael because it was at that point I started having a hard time breathing. And I was just like, this is, maybe I'm just tired. He had the ruffle sleeves. I was like, what are you saying? What are you going to do? I was talking so much shit about Michael. And so we're walking through the airport and I was like, how are we going to get where we're supposed to go? And this guy stops us. This is why I should not travel alone. I was like, oh, okay. He came from a counter over there. Yeah, we'll listen to you. Sure, we'll get in your cab. We're going to live stream this whole ride. So if you kidnap us, your face is on my business page. They're going to know who to look for, buddy. So we were live streaming and we were in the car and he was taking us back to his office to sell us some package deals of, I don't know, package deals of places we can see. And we got the package deals. He got me a new SIM card. And then we went back to our room to take all our money. I know. I'm like, motherfucker, why do you want me to pay all in cash? I don't have cash. You think I carry cash? I never carry cash. Where's an ATM? So he goes, oh, Senora, I know where the ATM is in town. So he takes me to the ATM. And I'm like, you think you're going to murder me for this money in this ATM? You don't even be knowing I got nothing in this account. Ha! So he takes me to the ATM and I'm there trying to figure out the machine because it's in Espanol. And I'm like, yo entiendo un poquito, machino. Yo entiendo un poquito. Por favor, dígame en inglés. I'm talking to the ATM. And I look up, I'm like, this is some fucked up situation. Why am I in Peru by myself? Both of us are going to get kidnapped. And I look up. It's at this like restaurant spot. There's more pictures of Michael. I'm like, is this Michael's fucking city? Why is he all over the place? I was like, fuck you, Michael. You should have told me to listen to Frey because he told me to pull out cash. And then I was like, no, but if I pulled out cash, they would have kidnapped me at the airport. Because in my head, I have this programming that one day I'm going to get kidnapped. Thank you, Mom, for that. So I was like, okay, we're going to figure this out. If we're not meant to go to all these other fabulous places that this fabulous, maybe questionable tour person is telling me about, then you're not going to let me pull out money. And I'm like, I pulled out money. and then I was really ballsy then because I was like, yeah, I know how to use an international ATM. And then I was like, Michael, you got my back. I love you, Michael. But Michael didn't have my back. He didn't tell me about altitude sickness. I'm like, I should be fine because, I'm fine in Denver. Denver's high. I did not know Cusco was so much higher than Denver. I did not know that. And then it was all steps. Like, I don't know. I want to say the hostel that we stayed at was gorgeous. It was very clean and very safe. But it did feel like it was a fucking tree house with a number of steps and the elevations. And then we got to our room and it was beautiful because right above my bed was a black and white picture of a llama in a truck and the license plate was like 888. And I was like, that's my bed. I'm going to take a nap. And so I laid down and I took a nap. And when I woke up, I was like, I think I'm going to die. I feel like I'm going to pass out, vomit, have diarrhea, and do it all over again all at once. And I Googled that shit. Altitude sickness. It was altitude sickness. So I was like, we saw an oxygen tank, a full-size oxygen tank in the in the lobby of the hostel. And so I called and they said, Senor, I'm going to need you to please bring me some oxygen. I mean, if y'all don't know how much daddy spoils me, I didn't think that was unreasonable at all. Carrying a full-size, full tank of oxygen to the room. And I was just like, it's been 15 minutes. Where the fuck is this guy? I'm going to die over here. And then I called again and he said, no, senora, you have to come to the front. I said, well, can you come carry me? Can you come carry me? I can't make it that distance with all those steps. And then I was trying to be a badass and be like, fine, I'll stay in the fucking room then. Let's see what happens to your ratings online when they find my dead body in the room. I so lost that. I bluffed and I was like, I'm just gonna stay in the room. And I lost that shit. He didn't come. He didn't come. There was no oxygen tank. They were not gonna carry me to the front desk. I was like, I'm not that heavy. I'm not that heavy. You can carry me. And I get to the front desk and I felt so bad. At first I was like, should I just call 911? I don't think they do 911 in Peru. I don't think that's the number for an emergency. So I was just like, what should we do? And I told Michael, I know you didn't bring me to die here. You better fucking get me to that oxygen tank. So I put on my hiking boots and I very slowly went back to the front desk, at which point I discovered the man on the other end of the line that I was asking so nonchalantly to carry like a couple 100-pound oxygen tank to my room. He was about my height and maybe like 80 years old. I was like, oh, senor, I'm sorry. Lo siento, es muy loca. I was like, I lost my mind for a second. I didn't realize you're smaller than me. I'm only 5'3". He was miniature. He was miniature. I was just like, man, that's some fucked up shit. You're cussing at him on the phone, talking about he's a lazy ass. I was like, I will pay you, motherfucker. I will pay your lazy ass. Come save me from death. I was like, man, you so fucked up. You and your self-entitled American ass. This is why you should not travel without that man, meaning my husband. So I went there and I breathed in the oxygen. I was like, this is so beautiful. I feel so good. I feel like after you've had alcohol poisoning for like 5 days straight and you're about to die, but then the angels come and are like, no, bitch, you're not done with this life. Get your ass back in body. It's done. So that's how I felt. That's how I felt. I was like, okay, no, we're not yet going to die. We go back to the room and like, was it that night, Jessica? Was it that same night? Like a couple hours later, we were sleeping and I felt good. And then I heard gunshots. I heard gunshots outside the window. We were up higher. And I was like, oh my God. Whispering, okay. Jessica, are you awake? Because someone's going to hear us in a room that's like on the 3rd or 4th floor. Jessica, did you hear that? Her doll self, she looked like a fucking doll from New Jersey. She goes, you know what? These motherfuckers, I'm trying to sleep. This is some bullshit. I have the blankets like this. The drug smugglers are going to come in the room and kidnap us. They're raiding the town. I made up a whole story in my mind that drug smugglers were coming and they were looking for all the U.S. citizens. And they knew that we were citizens and they saw us and they knew which room we were in and they were going to come and steal us and sell us along with the coca. Her ass got up out of bed, closed the window. I was like, this is some fucking bullshit. Okay, and now I feel safe. She will kick their ass if they come. She said she stab him in the knees. I was like, ain't nobody coming in here. My dog's gonna protect us. But yeah, it was definitely a very eye-opening trip. Very, very eye-opening. What ended up happening, we went to a couple different places. We had a private guide. He took us to Olianton Tambo, some shit like that. Roger, what's his name, Roger? What the hell was his name again? I forget his name, but he was our private guide for pretty much the whole trip. And he was amazing. He was so honest. You could feel the purity of his heart. I showed him my little personal dagger that I brought with me. And he goes, "Is for sacrifice?" I was like, no, what kind of person are you? Who would I sacrifice? He goes, "This for sacrifice." I was like, no, it's for meditation. Be peaceful. Be easy, man. You're scaring me talking about sacrifices. It's a soft stone. And he was cracking up, but he took us to all kind of places. And one of the first places he took us was, I think, to Tambo. Whatever the hell it was. And he had me doing Stairmaster for fucking, how long were we there? Like 5 hours. He was like, "Oh, you're okay. Just breathe." Ain't no amount of coca candy is going to get me to fucking not die, not keel over here. And he was just amazing, though. He was amazing. So he took us there. He took us to, forgot where else we went. He took us to a few places. He was so knowledgeable to the point. I enjoyed him so much. I was like, "Do you ever travel to Thailand?" And he looked at me like, "What? Do you ever travel to Thailand? Would you be willing to travel to Thailand and be my tour guide in Thailand?" Because I plan to go to Thailand sometime soon. My soul says I have to go to Thailand. So could you be my guide in Thailand? And he totally was like, yeah, I had candy in my pocket the whole time, coca candy. So we ended up going to Machu Picchu. That was a fuck thing too. We were lost at the town at the bottom of Machu Picchu, walking around aimlessly. And the hotel had to find us in town because after a certain point, I said, "No, you're going to send someone to find me. I'm sitting next to some whatever fuck this is. It's a carving. We're near some river. You're going to need to send someone to find me. I'm not getting up and looking for nothing." So they found us and they took us back to the room and it was fun. I brought all kinds of stuff. I still have some of them. I brought all kinds of stones and whatnot, and we charged them in Peru, in Machu Picchu. Yeah, they never came to pick us up. I was just like, yeah, where the hell is our sign with our names on it? Yeah, no, we fucking got left behind. I think it's because we had some pisco sour on that train. I definitely think it was that. I think they knew we had drank a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I had 2 sips. We were supposed to half this drink. I had 2 sips. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. That's just fucking strong. I'm not drinking anymore. You can have the rest. Sorry, guys. And yeah, that was, we were walking. Oh, and then we ended up at a crystal shop. And that was also very interesting. Very, very interesting. I did a reading for the lady. I bought a whole bunch of shit in that shop. It turns out that her father you know, girl, was that really her father or was that her stepfather? Because they look like they were the same age. I mean, unless he's really into some like really deep spiritual shit that has caused him to stop aging. I don't think that was her biological father. Anyways, he's the shaman. He's the shaman of the town. And so all of the stones actually were mined at Machu Picchu. And it was an amazing experience. And she was so touched by the reading that I gave her that she was like, do you already have accommodations? Yeah, unfortunately, the hotel already found us. And they know we're in town. And so she offered to let us stay at her hostel. And I was like, sorry, senora. No, we're staying at our hotel. Then we went to Machu Picchu, and it turns out that our tickets didn't include the stuff that the people our tour guide left us with included. So we were wandering through Machu Picchu for hours. And apparently it's a one-way path. You can't go back. Like once you reach a certain area, you have to keep going, and it ejects you from the park, from the site. And we had to meet up with our tour guide again back where we started at. And I was like trying to jump. I get so fucking gangster when you try and keep me from places I want to be. I will scale walls. No, motherfuckers, you is not kicking me out and leaving me out there to be kidnapped outside of the freaking place walls. I need to find my group. And the guy was like, he didn't give a fuck. And then finally, right before we got kicked out, I put my shitty attitude away. I totally put my shitty attitude away. And then I played my damsel card. And I was like, Senor, I don't speak Spanish. I said, fuck that like un poquito shit, because they have no mercy when you start saying un poquito. Senor, I don't speak Spanish. We are so lost. We're lost. I don't know where to go. And I don't even speak Espanola. And so he said, okay, go through. And then we went all the way through and we did the whole tour again. And we found our guide. So at that point, you can find this on my Emmy Evolving business page on Facebook. There's a live stream. I took you guys with me. And we toured Machu Picchu together. And yeah, I found a ley line by the Condor. And it was an amazing experience. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And then we went on other, where were we supposed to go, Jessica? Where I was arguing with a guy and I suddenly full on Spanish. Señor, me gusta sombrero con cara el llama. Like, no, motherfucker, I don't want that shit. I want the one with the Oh, by the way, hold on one second, guys. This was worth arguing with him in Spanish. I was like, señor, no me gusta. Okay, me gusta sombrero con cara llama. He's like, bitch, I thought you didn't speak Spanish. Well, I just figured it out, okay? Take me where, Daddy, can I have my llama hat? It's beside Ye's bed. Thank you. So, yeah. And I was like, no, you need to take me in town. He had to call his freaking boss to get approval. And now you hear me in the background. Señor, me gusta sombrero con cara. I was like, just fucking take me back. I know exactly where it is. And so he took me back and I got my hat. And then he wanted to be in our picture. Me and Jessica, he pulled out. I was taking pictures of the sun setting. And this fool, without me asking, because he apparently stalker ass, this was not our usual guide. And I was like, silently telling myself, don't be too friendly with this one. He might show up at the room later. Don't be too friendly with this one. He pulls off on the side of the road because he thought it would be very sweet, and it was kind of sweet, to pull off on the side of the road to take pictures. But you best believe as soon as he started to pull off, I was like, Senor, where are you going? Alarm bells in my mind. This is it, girl. This is how they take you out. He is pulling over the van, the human trafficking van is just below this ridge. They're going to take you now, girl. They're going to take you now. But, you know, I'm just saying, this was worth it. I was like, motherfucker, I don't want no crocheted shit. I want the llama face, the full-on llama face. How can you leave Peru without one of these? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I was like, why is he pulling over? And, you know, I had a professional industrial selfie stick, right? I was like, this is fucking aluminum. I will beat the shit out of his ass. This can double as an asp. I will beat the shit out of his ass. If he attempts to get me out of this vehicle, I will beat his ass with this stick. I am asp and baton certified. Don't fucking try this shit with me. I worked security in my younger years. I'm not even joking. I had my guard card and I was certified. Okay. I know how to fuck shit up with an asp and a baton. And I was going to use it. And then I felt really bad because he's like, oh, pictures. Oh, shit. I was planning to beat your ass. Oh, my God. I was like, oh, my God. What kind of human being am I? He pulled over so we could take pictures. And I'm plotting to beat his ass with a metal pipe. And so we took pictures and he tried to be in it. He wanted to be in it. I was just like, sure. And then he took pictures with his phone too. And then Jessica, I don't know if you remember, he was trying to take a picture with me, just me and him. I was like, Jessica, come on, girl, go in the middle. She gonna be in the middle. Don't you fucking stand beside me. You almost made me miss out on my freaking llama hat, you know? And I was just like, just get us to our fucking hotel. Just please, senor, get us to our hotel. That's enough. I might just beat you just to beat you. I don't want to go to jail in Peru. So we go back to our room. And then we had Roger again, who was amazing. Okay. We had Roger again, who was amazing. He took us to Rainbow Mountain, which I would tell you if it was beautiful or not, but I don't know because it's like triple the height of Cusco, which is double the height of Denver. I thought since it was later on in the week that everything would be copacetic for me to hike through Rainbow Mountain. And first off, on the way there, we're traveling through the Sacred Valley, and all those little wars that were fought there with the Spanish between the peoples. Yeah, I could see that. I was like, this place is so fucked. There's so many bodies everywhere. And I was just like, yeah, let me just be quiet, meditate, love and light. Please just love and light. Don't look out your window because that's where the valley is and that's where all of that shit went down. But we get to Rainbow Mountain. Apparently, I'm not as badass as I think. I think my mind and my soul are much more badass than my physical body is capable of achieving. And what ended up happening as soon as I got out of the car, it's like someone punched me in my chest. And I said, just take some pictures for me. I'm going to wait in the car. I can't breathe. And Roger didn't have an oxygen tank. And I was like, we're about 4 hours away from the hotel. We're like in the wilderness. I'm going to die here if I try and pretend I'm badass. I'm so not badass. I am so not badass. And so he tried to be helpful. And he pulled out of his glove compartment. It was like, you know how some people keep a small travel size bottle of Tabasco in their glove compartment? No, he had Agua de Florida in his. I was like, what is that? Is that like clear Tabasco? wasn't joking. I was like, is that like clear Tabasco? It looked like Tabasco. And then he said, he said to do that, 73% at 10 a.m. So 10, 10, 10. Love it. So he had me put some in my hands, rub it together, clap 3 times, and throw all your cares to the gods or some shit. I don't know what he said. And I said, oh, I feel better. And I was sniffing it. And then I got out of the car again and I said, no, I'm going to die. So I stayed in the car, trying not to die. And I was like, there's no cellular reception. If something happened to me right now, then something happens to me right now. No one's going to know. I'm in the car by myself. And I was like, Jessica, please come back. Come back before I die. And the next thing you know, they were back. Was it beautiful there, Jessica? The Rainbow Mountain? I figured, oh, I did give Roger my phone for pictures. I was like, sure. And you know, the tour people that were beside us, they had their little van. When they opened the sliding door, I saw they had a small tank of oxygen. And I had this this plan that if I really was like, I was giving myself a scale of 1 to 10, like they do at the ER. If I got to like a 9 in regards to respiratory distress, I was like, pulse is thready. I'm getting to a 7. I have 2 more before a 9. And I figured if I get to a 9, I'm just going to break into their van and take the oxygen tank and then give them money to fix the window, the door, whatever else I needed to break to get that fucking oxygen tank. But then I was like listening to Michael, and then he goes, so Archangel Michael was with me, and he says to me, that's a lovely plan, but if you're at a 9, I highly doubt you'll have the physical strength to execute your plan. You might want to find other options. And so I said to him, do you think I should break into the car now? I'm still at a 7. Should I break into the car now? And he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. And then I looked, and it just so happened the driver was sleeping in the car. And I said, oh. The driver of the car was sleeping in the car. They had 2, I guess, tour guides because it was a large group that they had. So the driver stayed with the car. And I said, oh, I should just ask him, huh? To which Michael was like, you know, like, think on that shit before you start wilding out. Think on that. I didn't need it. So we left, and I was fine. I was fine. I didn't die. Long story short, we were supposed to go to Laguna 69, which is supposed to be this gorgeous, gorgeous aqua-colored glacier lake, which requires horseback riding to go all the way up a fucking mountain, even higher. And then you're going to have to hike back down. And I said, you know what? Fuck this shit. I am not badass. I cannot make that. We're canceling that. At that point, I was like, no, we're not going. And so the original guy who stopped us at the airport and sold us all of these trips, I called him and I was like, you know, I'd like a refund. And he's like, no. I said, okay, well, you're going to have to switch it for something comparable. And he tells me that we're going to be taken to a museum in town. No, I don't think so. He tells me that we're going to be in a group. No. We're not doing group shit. I've had enough caca energy. I want Roger. Roger's doing it. And so he said we had to pay Roger, which is fine. I had no problem giving Roger money. But he was pissed off that I did that because I guess, you know, Peruvian culture is very masculine, patriarchal, just like Filipino culture. And he didn't like that I was like, no, I don't think so. This is how it's happening. So I let my caca attitude out. He didn't like that. And so what ended up happening, he stood us up for our ride to the airport. I was like, I don't think he's coming. Not Roger, but the guy who promised us that Roger would bring us to the airport. He stood us up. So we got another ride. And mind you, I packed in my backpack spears. Because I was like, well, they let me get away with swords. I shall bring back spears. So one spear was about this long. It's a wooden spear with a point and everything. One was about this long, and the other one was about this long. It was like half my height. Chonta. Yeah, it was chonta. It was made of their sacred wood. And so I stuck it in my backpack. It was sticking out of my backpack. And this backpack right here. It was sticking out of this backpack. So I was walking through the airport, and it was right here, sticking about this high. And it was just wrapped in a grocery bag. The tip was wrapped in a grocery bag. And they let me through how many airports? No questions. None. And the final airport, this is the ride, the airplane that takes me back into California. Fucking Mexico, man. Señora. Aquí. I was like, what, señor? Smiling. He goes, what is this? Chonta? I was like, it's chonta. And he goes, señora, this is a weapon. No, it's not. It's for meditation. It's chonta. Chamans use chonta. And he was like, señora, you can stab someone in the chest with this. I am not that strong. I can't do that. I can't. That won't even break skin. He goes, señora, he's a weapon. Señor, Asians are not violent. Do you see how small I am? Do you really think I could fight someone? I'm just tired. It's just chonta. I am just really tired. I just want to get back to California. And he says, word of advice, don't tell anyone you have weapons in your bag. But they're not weapons. I've been through how many airports already? Motherfucker, how are you going to try and stop me like 3 hours away from California? Let me on the plane. Just let me on the plane. Which he let me on the plane. And that was that. That was the end of the trip. I was just like, this is some crazy ass shit. Chonta is a wood. It's a type of wood. Sometimes they make spiritual things with it, like a staff or whatever, for ritual, for shamanic ritual. They use chonta. It's a hard wood. But yeah, you really could stab someone with it. No joke. I think if you triggered me enough, I could probably penetrate the sternum with that. That shit was not going to bend. It really could have been used to harm someone. But I was like, do you see how small I am? I wouldn't be able to hurt anyone with that. That's for meditation. So that's what happened. That was my first spiritual trip by myself without my family. Maybe this year we'll go somewhere else, somewhere abroad, and do another spiritual trip. I think this time I'm not going to try and bring weapons. TSA tries to take your tweet. You know what? What I don't understand is how I trigger an enhanced pat down every single fucking air ride. Every single time I trigger an enhanced pat down. The last pat down was because of my hair in a ponytail. Are you serious? Another time was because of my back fat. Like, you're going to pat me down because I have fat on my back. That's fucked up. You just destroyed my freaking sense of self-worth. Yes, Jessica, no shave cream for you. They will let you bring weapons, but they won't let you bring shave cream. You have to make sure you have no back fat. Claudia, they do sell oxygen at in town. I didn't know that until the night before we left. I was not aware that they sell oxygen in town. And next time, if I go again, I'm definitely going to fly into Lima and then take that bus ride so I can acclimate properly. Charlene, yeah, no, I don't think it has anything to do with clearing at all. Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with clearing. I think they definitely tried their darndest, but it's just like, no, I went on my trip anyways. You were too busy in that area. What? How does one get busy in the area? Were you hiding things? Was there remote controlled underwear involved? How does one get too busy in that area? They also patted me down because I had panda socks. Panda socks. They patted me down for that one time. So I feel like they just like to touch me. And then they try and offer me a room to do it privately. And I was like, no, you go ahead and you do that right here in front of everyone. I'm not embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. And you should at least feed me first. Take me to dinner. Buy me some food. Call me when you're done. Yeah, no, it was definitely an experience. Peru was beautiful. The people are so beautiful. I hope one day I find that guide again, our private tour guide. If I go back to Peru, it will only be with him as our guide. They did not tip me, honey. They didn't tip me. They didn't feed me. They didn't even say thank. Well, no, they did say thank you. They did. I remember that. And I was like, you're so welcome. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. All right, guys, that's the end of story time. I'm ready to go eat. I want to eat. So if you go to Peru, please make sure you go to Ollantaytambo. I believe that's what it's called. Go walk around their market space, their open air market space. Find yourself a llama hat and join me and my llama gang. We will be taking over this world. No, we won't. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Make sure you turn on that notification bell and join me every time I go live. Bye, YouTube. Oh, wait, no. Don't go. Don't go. I was supposed to do some free readings. Hold on. Let me end Facebook. We're going to end some Facebook. Bye, Facebook. Join me on YouTube. The link is in the pinned comment if you'd like to try and get a free reading. All right, YouTube. Here we go. Let's go ahead and first let's take this off because I'm starting to sweat in places that shouldn't be sweating. I'm just sweating all over. All right, who wants a card? We'll do a couple cards. Who would like a card? Tell me, would you like a reading? Jessica. That was such a fun trip, though. That really was. All right, Summer Perry. Let me just. All right. Summer. Ooh, card number 6, shock of the new. It seems like you're going to be going through a major shift, like a major shift. I don't know if it has to do with work. I know a few weeks back you had some circumstance or something that was starting to brew. I think that might be coming to a head and a shift might occur at work, okay? The feeling I get is work, not personal life. So I hope that that's not something that, well, I know it's something that's going to guide you to where you need to be, because I think your time at that company might be coming to an end soon. Not necessarily fired, but just that it's time for you to move forward, growth. All right, so let me get another card for Rose. All right, another card for Rose. Ooh, number 15, big, bold vision. You're being given guidance from your higher self. There's a few things that it seems like movement. I don't know if you're planning to travel or planning to move, but your higher self is trying to get you out of an area fairly soon. It's trying to guide you to a place where I think you might be meeting someone. Are you single, Rosa Rose? Or are you traveling to meet someone? Because it's this feeling that you're traveling to meet someone. So your higher self is guiding that, okay? It's definitely guiding that. Listen closely, because the instructions won't be given very loudly, okay? It's just going to be a feeling, some intuitive urge, okay? So, Mamie, can I have a card, please, in regards to my ascension process? Okay. Mamie. Ooh, definitely about ascension. Card number 26, relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. So you're doing everything you need to be doing. You are being readied. It's already activating, okay? You're going through a process. It's just starting, but it's already activating certain things within you. Abilities are going active. It's a very intense process though, okay? Sometimes the amount of light can be blinding. And so that's what you're being told to keep in mind, that if you kind of lose sight, don't freak out. You'll adjust, okay? And what your higher self is asking me to explain a little bit more about that. When you go light blind, one of the most efficient ways to remedy that is by exposing you to darkness, okay? It helps your sight to recalibrate a lot faster, more efficiently. So if you find yourself surrounded by darkness, know that it's because you're being recalibrated so that you can have better clarity in the light. It's not punishment. It's not necessarily an attack. Just know you're being recalibrated. All right. Ooh, Rosa Rose says, I have a boyfriend, but an old flame just shows up. I think your higher self might be encouraging you to reconnect with that. Oh, I have something coming. I wanted to pull more cards. I have a session about to start, so I must get going. I'll try and come live again. If not, I'll be live tomorrow doing expedites. I think that's the plan. I don't want to promise, but that's the plan. So I will see you guys again very, very soon. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell. Also subscribe or follow me on Instagram. I plan to go out live on Instagram at some point today as well. So follow me there. Bye, guys.